This movement meditation is heart-centered. We will be freestyling our movement. I'll be guiding you. And I just encourage you to explore, let yourself be curious. There's no way to do any of this wrong. It is an exploration of your own body with, a little theme to it. So there is a little bit of structure. But if you find something interesting, please feel free to stay with that and explore it. So our heart is not only the thing that pumps the blood and, is the center of our circulatory system, but it is also a source of support and structure in the body. And if we think about all of the sayings around the heart, we definitely know it is a powerful, powerful place in the body. So it is not only interesting to spend time with this in an embodied way, it's incredibly beneficial and balancing for not only your physical body, but emotionally and psychologically as well. So just placing the hands on the heart and breathing into this area, bringing your awareness into this area, and noticing if softening is something that you'd like to do. Or maybe you'd like to really take a deep breath into the heart to buoy it up a little bit. So what does my heart need today? So we're going to begin to move. And the heart's movement is very circular, cylindrical, like a ball rolling. So I invite you to just begin to move that way. We did a little bit of this in the embodied anatomy snack. Just circling. Let your heart be your tour guide. It can rotate side to side. It can roll under and up. And of course, when we do these things, we could add names to the movement. We could say, oh, we're flexing and extending, or side bending or rotating. Now, we tend to, when we think of our heart, spend time in the front of the heart. But you have this amazing back of the heart where major circulation happens. So I invite you to soften and open the back of the heart. And really understand that most of us didn't grow up with this kind of language or this kind of relationship with our bodies. So this can be very confusing or just hard to feel. And I want you to remember that as you practice this, that this is new. And anything new takes time to understand, to grow into, to become habit. So just remember that. So again, just anywhere now, go ahead and you can take the hands away if you haven't already. And now let the movement become a little bit bigger. Let your heart be what moves you. And maybe you're already beginning to notice that when you make bigger movement with your heart, your arms are getting involved. Now we're going to move into some pushing. So we can just bring a hand down, and then maybe the other one, and we can transition moving on to hands and knees. This has a nice push to it. And let's do a little slow motion crawling. So channel your inner jaguar. And feel when that hand moves into the ground, the push that goes up the arm and then travels through the shoulder to the heart. And then you can push to the other hand, so we can crawl backwards or forwards. Can you feel that push? It's not just in the hand or the arm, it comes all the way into our center. Now, what if we arrive back in our quadruped? And we can tuck the toes underneath. And then a really big push with those hands so we can lift the knees. And then a little slow rock over your hands and feel how that sensation travels upwards to your heart and then moving backwards. Now, if this is a bit much to be up on the legs like this, you can come down and just do a little shift with the knees down. And following that, it's like the whole thing changes, and it's not just the hands and the arms, your heart shifts, like feels that push. And shifting back and things get really light. And shifting forward, and you do knees up or knees down. And then just returning down. Let's come all the way down to the belly. And our hands can come by our shoulders here, or chest really. And what if we pushed with those hands and the heart could float up? Back of the heart's open, and you can come as high as it's comfortable. And if it's not comfortable, you could even do this with your hands by your sides and flowing upwards. So our heart is initiating. The hands down, that heart rolling up, open through the back, and it can buoy up. Soft heart, open heart. You could flow your hands all the way out and press, and still there's that beautiful hands to heart. So our arms are able to organize around the heart. We could come to a little sphinx and feel that. And then push of the hands flowing upwards. And we never need to go all the way up. We never need to make a shape. We arrive in our, forms because of what we're experiencing. And definitely in movement meditations, it's not. Even if something looks like a yoga pose or a Pilates, exercise, and we're just going to sit back into our child's pose. In our movement meditations, we want to really freestyle it. And coming on up. Coming to sitting, and you can sit on your heels, or you can sit with the legs crossed. And the heart can continue to roll up. And then what if that heart rolls up and takes you forwards? Flowing over. Release the head. And that heart can roll under and take you back. To roll up. And then what if that heart rolled down and we follow it? And then that heart can roll up and we follow it into this extension. And the head's listening to the heart. So the head isn't leading. The head's going to follow the heart. Let's explore that again. That heart rolling under. Softening, softening, softening. And then out you go. Open through the back of the heart and flowing upwards. And then just softening. Back to a little quadruped. We have this delicious yielding and pushing. Then we could take our left arm and flow it through. Here's a little thread the needle and feel how that heart can rotate and roll. And then opening back out and up. That heart, the heart is going to create the rotation. And the hand can flow out from the heart and flow back in, rotating the heart. Roll it like a little ball. You can peek underneath, bending that right arm. And then the heart, it's going to roll the other direction and opening. Move that into the other side. So the heart rolls. And then everything else rolls with it, moving from the center outwards. And then the heart initiates that rolling open. And rolling under. And of course, everything else is moving. It's where we put our attention. And return. And having a seat. Just pausing here to finish. So a little movement meditation on the mat.